If you don't like what we're paying and you think we don't pay guys enough, start your own organization, pay him whatever you want. He's one of the slimiest, scummiest motherfuckers that you will ever come across.
As you all probably know by now, as a human being, as a person, forget promoter, forget businessman, forget any of that. As a human being, man to man, the respect that I have for Dana White, or perhaps lack thereof, non-existent. And I've said this before. I don't view him as a human. I just view him as an entity.
Like Ariel Helwani in particular, like he loves earning money off fighters.
He loves earning money off of fighters. In my entire career, dating back to 2006, I have not earned a single penny from YouTube off of any of the MMA stuff that I put out there. Not a single penny. This show, I don't earn a single dime off of any views from this show, any downloads off this show. I have a contract and I make the exact same amount and I have never even gotten a bonus. It'll be the exact same. It's a 3-year deal. It's up in June of 2024. Well, I'm not making any money off of fighters. Now, if you want to say, oh, I'm making money off of doing this show, yeah, of course. Like, what did you guys think? For 15 years, how was I going to provide for my family? Like, this idea that, oh, journalists make money. Yeah, we make money. Of course. Well, I mean, isn't that the whole point?
He's a massive sack of He's the biggest piece of all time, and I couldn't have said it better.
You have to understand this about Dana White. When I got hired by ESPN, when I signed, before the public knew about it, he knew about it. I signed with them in early April of 2018. He found out in around early May, and he freaked out. He went all the way to the top of the company and tried to get them to renege on the deal. That's the kind of person that he is. Tried to get them to end the deal before it started, before it even became public, because he didn't want me. Finally, he made it to the big time. Finally, he made it to the worldwide leader. He didn't want me there. Every single step of the way while I was at ESPN for 3 years, he tried to mess with me. He tried to tell managers not to have their clients come on my show. He tried to tell managers that if they gave me information or talked about fights and all that stuff, that they would get cut off. Obviously, that never happened.
And now he's just a biased content creator.
Yeah.
He's just a biased content creator. By the way, this use of the term content creator, is this supposed to be an insult? Is this like a new thing that the kids are saying? Because, yeah, I'm creating content. Another word for that, I guess, would be producer. Another word for that, I guess, would be host. I've been trying to create content since 2006. If you're going to try to insult me by calling me a content creator and say that I'm not a journalist, I don't give a fuck. Great. That's the worst thing you could say about me? Awesome. Yes, I'm a content creator and pretty damn proud of it. Biased against the UFC. How am I biased against the UFC? 90% of the guests, if not more, on this show are UFC fighters. Is it because at times, just like any other proper journalist, you talk about the good and the bad? I talk sometimes about the bad, lap up all the stuff that they give us without questioning anything?
He uses fighters for clicks, uses fighters to make money.
You do the job, you cover, that's our job. I'm doing my job. The same way someone gets paid to write in a newspaper, write for a magazine, write a book. If you don't understand the concept of journalism, I don't know what to tell you. And the beautiful irony of telling a promoter that a journalist is profiting off of fighters when a promoter's job is to quite specifically profit off of fighters. He's talking to a promoter whose sole job, purpose is to profit off of fighters. And dare I say, profit way too much off of fighters.
He wanted, like, when I was in New York for the MSG card last year, he wanted me to do an interview with him. And I had a paid interview that day. And he wanted me to really let go of that paid interview to do an interview with him.
You want me to pay for interviews? That's not journalism. And we may have a difference of opinion on what I do as opposed to what you think I do. I ain't paying for shit. That's not how this works. You don't pay for coverage. That's not how this works. Does Joe Rogan pay his guests? Did Oprah pay her guests? Did Larry King pay his guests? Do the Smartless guys, do they pay their? No, that's not how this works. That's not how this works. Now, if you're upset about the fact that you come on my show and I'm getting paid to do the show, well, I could then in turn say the same thing. I'm upset that I have to go to your fights and you get paid more than me when you fight. It's stupid. I would never say that because that's ridiculous. We all have a job. We all have a purpose in all of this. And I don't get a single extra dollar off of any of it. I ain't going to do that. I will never do that. That's not what you do. That's unethical. That's not proper journalism. That's not what I believe in. That's not what I was taught. Never mind. Any fighter out there, tell the world if I've ever told you to come on this show to get exposure. I just wanted to cover the sport, the good, but also sometimes the bad and sometimes the ugly. And that bothers him.
Yo, the big fella. What's going down, Ariel? Just thought I'd let you know, lad, if you wanted to say hi or do anything with a man, I'll be in NYC in November, in case you want to see your mate, you know what I'm saying?
I write back, that would be amazing. I'd love to have you in studio on the show. He writes back, I'll speak to Graham, as I'll be with him most of the time. Graham is his longtime manager. I write back, hey matey, any word on the visit? He writes back, I'm in NYC now. Ariel, got something with Barstool and Howlerhead tomorrow on a podcast Friday morning. You'd have to message Graham and see what time I've got, as I don't know everything myself. You know what I'm like. No problem. I wrote no problem la, trying to be cheeky. November 4th, same day. Hello, Graham. Hope all is well. Patty told me he's in NYC this week, but also later in the month. He told me to check in with you if it's possible to have him in studio for the MMA Hour on a Monday or Wednesday. Cheers. Patty has a lot of quote unquote, as he puts it, paid booking requests right now. If BT want to put a budget forward, we can look to get something scheduled. Otherwise, he's got to take the paid work available to him. So I read that like, all right, you guys don't want to do anything unless I'm paying you. But again, that's just not what I do. If other companies are doing it, God bless, but that's just not what I do. First time anyone has ever said this to me, quite insulting, to be honest with you. Nate Diaz, Nick Diaz, John Jones, Conor McGregor, GSP, name any single fighter that has been a big name in this sport. No one has ever even hinted, insinuated, made a reference to getting paid. All the WWE stuff, no one has ever asked me to get paid, brought it up, joked about it, even been like wink, wink, nudge, nudge, not even for a millisecond. Go back to Patty. And I tell him, I always shoot straight with you, my man. This is insulting to me. If you are too busy, that's fine. But to insinuate payment for an interview is something no one has ever asked me from day one. I send him all the screen grabs. Insulting, he writes back, what the fuck have I done? Graham books my shit now. I don't know what my schedule is. That's why I tell people to message Graham. Never did before, ever. So it's the next day. It's November 5th. Weigh-ins. I get this message. This is the next message. This is from Patty. Lad, you're a cheeky cunt chatting shit about me like I asked you for money. Don't even ask me for an interview again. You piece of shit. Showed me your true colors. Got people chatting about me on Twitter because of something you've said, making me out to be some cunt. Never said your name. Never said Graham's name. Shame you'd believe people on Twitter over me. He writes back, I'll be honest, I haven't listened. I've just been tagged in plenty of tweets with people calling me this and that like I asked for money. And the guy you're sitting in front of in that clip that we're playing sound from, he's profiting off of you and you deserve more and you're good, man, and you put in the time. Every single thing that they said in that 3-4 minute clip was a bold-faced motherfucking lie. A lie. Timeline, interactions, all of it was a lie. And if you could get paid for interviews, God bless. We ain't going to do it here. And we ain't going to do it on any show that I'm a part of. And if you don't know why, go talk to a journalism professor. Call me a fucking content creator. I'll wear that badge very proudly. There are worse things that you can be called. Don't lie. Enjoy your career. Be happy. Do your thing.